Good morning and welcome to Leading Life Large. This is Robb Braun and it is Monday, March 18th, and welcome. You notice a new start time, 10 a.m. That's going to be our start time moving forward. Got some requests from some folks and looking at my own schedule, and 10 a.m. seems like it's going to be a better fit, a better work for us. So welcome. As a reminder, Leading Life Large is your weekly opportunity to take a look at what's working, what's not working, and what you need to be able to do in all areas of your life: your business, relationships, your health, your finances, your recreation, your balance in life, connection to spirit, whatever that is, and how to elevate your game in each of those areas. The idea for you and for me is that we're supposed to be living our life big. Not that we have to be doing big things, but everything that we do, if you will, is done full on, and that we're not taking any shortcuts in life. So welcome, I'm glad you made it this week. So this week we're going to talk about how it is that we need to look at where we need to improve ourselves and find areas for improvement. You know, recently I was delivering to one of my clients, we're delivering training, we're talking about and going through the steps of how to problem solve and make decisions and to get through some of those problems in life. And one of the things we talked about was how we need to normalize problems. That problems are, and you know, in the context of where we're trying to frame it in a good way, problems are opportunities, problems are chances for us to be able to think and solve. There are obstacles for us to be able to learn, to be able to get through. And you know, we talk about how that can be exciting sometimes. And then at the time I remember asking the question of the class. I said, how many of you really would be okay with life if there just were no challenges? And one person said, you know what, man, I'd love actually for there to be no challenges. I'd love to have a week and maybe a couple weeks where everything just went smooth and I could be comfortable and get comfortable. And he reminded me that we love comfort. We love comfort. And I'm no different. I'm sure you aren't either. We love comfort, complacency. We get to a place where we feel good, where we know what's going to happen next. Things are a little predictable. And the biggest thing in that right there is we feel like we have some control. And I get that part of us that does like comfort. And with that comfort, if we take a look at comfort, we take a look at our lives. And I know for me, I most definitely can get comfortable in where I am thriving. In other words, where I'm good at what I do, whether it be on a training side or coaching or maybe I've got a fitness routine that I'm really good at, that I get out there and I do real well. You know, my wife and I are in a good routine with our marriage, and that seems to be going along well. And it's those times right there that can actually be a little bit dangerous when we get into places of comfort and we're no longer pushing ourselves. We're no longer striving to get better. In the book, The Power of Full Engagement, they talk about how important it is. One of the principles of the foundations of full engagement is that we make sure to work ourselves enough to we're actually stressing ourselves, creating stress so that we grow and we build. Now, if you think about that for our muscles need not just to have a routine workout. What they need is for us to stretch them beyond the norm. Our muscles need for us to push beyond the norm, and what actually happens is the muscle tears a little bit, not a harmful tear where it can't build itself up again, but it stresses it enough to where it breaks down, and then it's got to rebuild itself, and when it rebuilds itself stronger than it was before. So we've got to push up against resistance and not just go for comfort. Now, if you think about it, I know for me, I can get into a fitness routine that can get pretty comfortable. Maybe I take the same run, the same distance, which, by the way, if any of you are following me, you notice that I've gotten back into my running routine. I injured my heel a couple months ago, and so I'm finally being able to get back out there, and it feels good, and working my way back up. But if it gets to be routine and comfortable, all that's really happening is I'm just kind of maintaining things, and I'm not working to burn more calories. I'm not working to increase my metabolism. Not working to increase my endurance or strengthen my muscles. Where I'm getting comfortable, and what I've got to do, which has become very popular in the past many years, and that is, to mix it up, what I call muscle confusion, where we mix the routines up so the muscles don't get complacent, don't get comfortable, don't get used to doing the same thing and not growing any longer. Well, the same thing is going to happen in everything that we're working on out there. Our relationships need to be challenged and needs to be pushed up against every once in a while so that we can continue to elevate our level of communications, our level of connection, our level of commitment, whether it's our primary relationships or our business relationships or social relationships. They all need to be pushed up against so they can grow and expand and become more than what they are. Same thing goes for our careers, our work. I know for me, I most definitely love what I'm doing. I think I'm pretty good at what I'm doing, and it's important for me to be paying attention to what others are doing out there, paying attention to who's got greater tips and everything to offer, to the point where I get better. 'Cause I don't want to just be really good at what I'm doing. I want to be the best at what I'm doing. And that may seem a little unrealistic, but that's part of what I promote is let's get unrealistic. Let's get unreasonable. Let's go for being the best, not just being good at doing something. Because when we get comfortable, we stop striving. When we get comfortable, we stop pushing ourselves to get better. And honestly, as competitive as the world is out there, especially when we're talking about business, I will get passed right on by. Because there are those out there that are pushing hard, that have got other ways of doing things, and we got to stay on top of that. One thing I appreciate about my marketing team is my marketing team. They're, besides doing their marketing and doing their work, they're always looking to see how they can learn the new trends, what's up, what's going to be most effective, ways that we can promote me and my company and what we're doing more effectively. So they're always, if you will, increasing their knowledge so they can increase their skills. Well, I've got to do the same thing in my coaching and my speaking. I've got to look for ways where I can practice. I can look for ways where I can try new things, look for ways where I can really elevate my game, make greater connections with people. In fact, I am enrolling in a program here. It's going to be about 3 weeks. You may be familiar with the Pumpkin Plan, which is a book on business strategies written by Mike Michalowicz. And I'm going to go visit him and a group of others, a very small group of others. There's going to be 8 of us. So we're going to spend a few days with him to immerse ourselves, if you will, in the Pumpkin Plan and some business strategies so that I can be more effective, one, in strategizing my own business, and, if you will, coaching others and helping them in their business. So I need to be, constantly picking my game up. Something I'm going to be doing in the not so distant future is working with some folks that have spent a lot of years in radio to learn how to be a more effective radio personality. Even if I just stay with the internet radio, or if I choose to be able to go to, if you will, syndicated, live airways radio. So I want to be able to pick my game up there. Now I think I'm good, and I think I'm okay at what I'm doing. The feedback is that folks are enjoying what I'm bringing out there, and I need to look to see where I can, if you will, improve my game and get more knowledge so that I can increase my skill levels. So my invitation for you this week is to look at your life and take a look at where is it you need to increase your skill levels. Where is it you need to increase your knowledge so that you can expand and get beyond being just comfortable? Comfortable in your eating routine, comfortable in your relationships, comfortable in your connection with spirit, comfortable in your exercise regimen, comfortable with your finances, comfortable with your career, comfortable with your education level, comfortable with the amount of rest and relaxation that you get, comfortable with the balance in your life. If we're not pushing up against and creating some healthy stress, pushing up against resistance, and looking for opportunities to push ourselves up against resistance, if we're not doing that, we're going to become complacent. we're going to become lazy. We're going to become comfortable and not strive to better ourselves or increase whatever our situation is. So if you will, take a look at where you're feeling real comfortable in your skill level, how you communicate and operate with others. Now, there's a difference between you've gotten good at something and continuing to do that and looking for ways that you can do it better. So look this week to see where you can do it better. In fact, this is perfect. I just thought of this. I received a email communication actually from Mike Michalowicz this week when he talked about finding your EST, where you become the best, the greatest at whatever it is you're doing. That you provide the easiest EST way of bookkeeping, that you have the fastest EST delivery system, whatever that is. Find out what it is that you can do better than anybody else that sets you aside, that if you will, puts you on the fringe rather than, just with everybody else. So what is it that you need to get out of the being comfortable, get out of the, I'm good enough thing, right? And see where it is where you can elevate, where you can pick your game up. Where do you need to improve yourself? All right? So this is Robb Braun. This has been Leading Life Large, your Monday, March 18th version of that. With that, I wish you terrific, terrific successes. Remember, you've got just this one life that you're living right here. Let's make the best of it. EST, right? And remember, tomorrow's not promised. Let's get started today. Get started today to take a look at where it is that you're comfortable, complacent, relying on what you've accomplished up till now, where it's time for you to start improving yourself and elevating your game and getting better at what it is you're doing. So with that, to your success this week. Bye-bye now.